Learning to walk is a huge milestone in any kid's life. It's the first real sign of their growing independence. Murad is shakily trying to figure it out. His eyes are locked forward as he constantly tries to find his balance. After walking for a bit, Murad starts to get tired. His mom puts him in a small basket, a makeshift swing crafted by his grandma, Bifarma. She's a seriously hardworking and intelligent nomadic woman. Bifarma found a sack, and now mother and daughter are using a knife to cut it open. The wind in this riverbed is relentless, making their lives that much harder. Bifarma hasn't stopped working for a second since she got here. She's been helping Mabobe through the toughest time of her life. The love a mother has for her daughter is always selfless and powerful. She finds some rocks to weigh down the four corners of the tarp so the wind won't blow it away. She's constantly worried about keeping her daughter's shelter warm. On the other side of the river, there's a wide patch of land that's a bit more fertile. There's also less coarse sand in the soil. Bifarma grabs her tools, heads to the other side of the river, and starts digging up some of the finer soil. She pours the finer soil onto the sack, then immediately goes back for a second bucket. Today is the 8th day since Mabobe gave birth. Although she's recovering well, her mom still takes on all the physically demanding tasks. The area around the riverbed is filled with thorny bushes. These bushes can be used as kindling to start a fire. Mabobe holds Murad and begins to light the fire pit. Mobina now spends most of her day sleeping in her little bed. The fire catches quickly, but the wind here is just too strong. A gust blows through, sending the flames dancing everywhere. Even with a small wall as a shield, it does almost nothing. Mabobe starts washing potatoes. They're easy to store, so they're a staple in their diet. Plus, you can cook potatoes in tons of ways, and they're full of starch. They can be a side dish or the main course. Bifarma mixes the fine soil with water to make mud and puts it into a basin. Mabobe's shelter is far too simple. Applying a layer of mud to the outer walls will make it much warmer in the winter. After the mud is mixed, Bifarma starts spreading it evenly on the wall with her hands. At this moment, she feels a sense of urgency. First, her daughter's shelter isn't finished yet, and she's worried about her and her grandkids. Second, she's been here for a while and has a lot of things waiting for her back home. Bifarma has to choose between the two. She already talked it over with Mabobe last night. She needs to go home first to check on things. After she takes care of business at home, she come back to look after them. Mabobe supports her mom's decision. She understands her mom doesn't belong only to her. There are many things at home that depend on her, so Mabobe agrees to let her mom go back first. Mabobe picks up some nice-looking pebbles from the riverbed. She plans to use them later to decorate the outer walls of the house. The potatoes in the pot have been simmering for a while. Seeing the water level drop, Mabobe adds some more fresh water to the pot. Only those who love life can find its true meaning. The local nomadic women are always filled with resilience. They are skilled at finding beauty even in extremely difficult situations, like pressing beautiful patterns onto a mud wall. This is their way of aspiring for a better life. They have an unyielding strength in their hearts, a spirit that refuses to give up. Mabobe carefully tends to the tiny fragile baby who's only 8 days old. She took Dr. Dan's advice to heart. She put a cotton hat on Mobina to make sure the baby's head stays warm. The quick and efficient Bifarma finishes plastering this wall in no time. She even adds some decoration. Walls made of mud are both eco-friendly and natural. Not only does it keep the room warm, but it costs absolutely nothing. All it takes is a little hard work. By now, the potatoes in the pot are fully cooked. Mabobe takes the potatoes out of the pot to prepare for the next step. Today, Mabobe is making mashed potato patties, a favorite of Murad's. While the potatoes are still warm, Mabobe quickly starts peeling off their skins. Her fingers move skillfully, peeling the skins off with ease. The peeled potatoes reveal a tempting golden yellow color. She takes a teacup and presses down hard. The potatoes quickly break down under her hand, turning into a soft, smooth mash. The texture of the mashed potatoes is smooth and fine. They will be used in the next step of the cooking process. At this point, part of the hut's exterior wall is completely plastered and decorated with beautiful patterns. The whole hut looks so much more alive and vibrant. Once the oil in the pan is hot, Mabobe takes the seasoned mashed potatoes, shapes them into patties with her hands, and places them in the pan to fry. As the pan sizzles, The surface of the potato patty starts to get crispy, releasing a rich aroma. Mabobe takes the fried potato patties out and places them on a plate. The outside of the patties is a slightly crispy golden brown. The inside is soft and smooth. It's incredibly delicious. Next, Bifarma takes over making the rest of the potato patties, while Mabobe goes to breastfeed Mobina. She also takes the chance to change into a clean set of clothes. Murad is getting hungry. He can't wait to taste today's delicious meal. Mabobe and her mom spread out the tablecloth, and Bifarma also slices some tomatoes. Besides the fried potato patties, some pickled peppers are neatly arranged next to the tomatoes. The three of them begin to enjoy their tasty lunch. Their diet is simple. Life is very hard, but fortunately, they all have incredible inner strength and can bravely face anything life throws at them. After eating, Bifarma takes out some lavash flatbread to feed the family's 3 dogs. Bifarma steeps black tea in the teapot. Once the leaves are fully soaked, she gently pours it into clear glass cups. In their diet, they rarely have soup. They also don't eat many green vegetables. Therefore, tea is especially important to them. With her mother by her side, Mabobe no longer feels alone. They enjoy a quiet moment together, drinking tea. After the meal, while the afternoon sun shines right in front of the hut, Mabobe takes Murad out to practice walking again. This kid is very obedient. After practicing constantly for the past few days, he's getting much better at walking. Bifarma looks at Murad. After taking care of him for this period, she feels a bit sad to leave. But more than that, she's worried about them. After all, Mobina is so little, and she has to go back home to check on things. Bifarma repeatedly reminds her daughter to take good care of herself and the kids. If anything happens, she should contact her immediately. Bifarma puts on her black veil. While it's still early, she needs to go to the roadside to catch a ride back to the mountains. After her mom leaves, Mabobe grabs the broom and starts sweeping the floor of the hut. Ultimately, she can't always rely on her mom. Her mother has so many things to handle back home. She has to slowly become stronger herself. She picks up Murad. She then continues to sprinkle water on the ground in front of the house. The wind here is incredibly strong. Every day, it kicks up a lot of dust. Wetting the ground helps reduce the flying dust and improves the air quality. Even though her mom is gone, life for Mabobe and her children goes on. Enjoying the story? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more exciting content coming your way. A light rain drizzles down on the arid land. For this region that's dry year-round, rain is as precious as oil. However, the temperature dropped sharply last night, leaving Mabobe and Murad shivering in the cold all night. Because it's raining, the fire is harder to light. Mabobe starts moving the stone stove under the eaves. She wants to start a fire, to boil some hot water and warm up. Just then, the photographer arrives, bringing Mabobe many supplies, an umbrella, food, a warm blanket, and clothes. Last night's rain made the photographer a little worried about them, because there was really nothing in the hut to keep them warm. So early this morning, the photographer went to buy the things they needed and brought them to Mabobe. Mabobe has a constant smile on her face. It seems she really likes this red umbrella. Mabobe takes all the items into the hut. These are exactly the things they desperately needed. The photographer's gesture was perfectly timed. The photographer also hands Mabobe a thick coat to keep her warm. Mabobe quickly says thank you. Murad is lying on the carpet, and Mabobe picks him up, because it was so cold last night. Mabobe had to put on all of her son's thick clothes and even put shoes on him. As the saying goes, one autumn rain brings one spell of cold. The temperature in this area has begun to drop. Mabobe lives in a simple shelter near the riverbed, where it's already windy and cold. On top of that, Mabobe just gave birth 9 days ago, and she's only wearing thin clothes. For her and her children, staying warm has become incredibly important. Mabobe unfolds the clothes the photographer brought for the kids one by one. These are all warm clothes. As the weather gradually gets colder, the children won't have to suffer from the cold. She puts the brand new yellow jacket on Murad, due to the sudden drop in temperature. Murad is also wearing a warm hat. There's also a new blanket. Mabobe gently unfolds it, planning to cover Mobina's small bed. This child needs the most careful attention. She was just born 9 days ago. Surviving in this environment, you can't help but feel nervous for her. The thoughtful photographer also bought a pair of warm shoes for Mabobe. Mabobe has been wearing sandals this whole time. Now that it's getting cold, sneakers are warmer and much more convenient. Mabobe takes the matches and walks out of the hut. The rain has stopped. She grabs the broom and first sweeps the mud from the entrance. Then she goes to light the fire. During the rain, Mabobe had covered the dry firewood with a plastic sheet. Although it wasn't completely soaked, it's still a bit damp. Damp firewood is hard to light. At first, the flame is weak. After the rain, the ground has become muddy. Mabobe starts pouring fresh water into the kettle. She urgently needs to boil some hot water. Then she can make a warm cup of black tea to drive the chill from her body. A few scattered raindrops begin to fall from the sky again. This area mostly gets showers. Downpours are not common. The damp firewood is still hard to light. Mabobe has to look for something flammable to use as a fire starter. Her eyes land on a plastic bag not far away. A burning plastic bag will give off a pungent smell, but the flame will spread quickly. Mabobe takes out the new shoes. Since leaving home, she has only been wearing a pair of sandals. Until now, she has only had this one pair. These sneakers will keep her feet warm. Mabobe grabs a shovel and begins to pack dirt against the base of the hut's walls. She decides to bury the hut's foundation deeper to provide better insulation. The raindrops are getting denser. Mabobe stops her work. She quickly moves under the eaves of the hut and crouches by the fire. She holds her hands out to the flames. The warmth of the fire brings her a bit of comfort. The water in the kettle is boiling. Mabobe takes out a small pot and a carton of milk the photographer bought. She wants to warm some milk for Murad. Crouching to cook all the time is too tiring. Mabobe finds a hollow brick to use as a small stool. This will make cooking for long periods a bit easier. The rich milk is warmed up. Mabobe adds a few sugar cubes to enhance the taste. She brings Murad out from the house. She pours the hot milk into a glass cup. After it cools down a bit, Murad can drink it. Murad is at a key stage for learning to walk. Because Mabobe lost her breast milk after getting pregnant, this child has always been formula fed. Mabobe throws a few more potatoes into the embers. Potatoes are pretty much the food Mabobe eats the most. It's not just because they're easy to store. It's mainly because they're cheap. The photographer was so thoughtful. He even bought a small sleeping mat for Murad. A blanket and a pillow too. When Murad falls asleep, he won't have to lie directly on the carpet. With this extra layer of warmth, the child will sleep more comfortably. Mabobe is still worried her child will get cold. She finds a larger blanket and lays it over him again. At this moment, the rain starts to fall again. The potatoes in the embers are cooked through. Mabobe sits by the fire and starts eating the potatoes. Rain falls steadily, blanketing the entire area in silence. The riverbed is empty, without a single person in sight. The nearby herders are all hiding in their homes, seeking warm shelter. Only Mabobe remains, alone and steadfast in the rain. Mabobe eats a few potatoes to satisfy her hunger. Then she picks up the shovel and continues to pile dirt against the base of the hut's wall. Because she just gave birth, she feels weak and finds the work strenuous. After a while, Mabobe thinks Murad is about to wake up. He'll definitely be hungry when he does. So she takes out a bag of chicken patties that the photographer bought for him. These chicken patties can be fried directly in a pan. Then they're ready to eat. Once the chicken patties are golden brown on both sides, they're ready. Murad will definitely love them. Just as Mabobe carries the plate of chicken patties into the room, Murad wakes up. She helps him sit up and casually straightens his sleeping blankets. Although Mabobe's living conditions are very basic, she is very particular about hygiene. Murad's clothes are always clean. Mabobe lays out the tablecloth, arranges the food, and starts to feed her son Murad. The little guy is also very well behaved, sitting there quietly waiting for his mom to feed him. After eating, because it's so cold inside the hut, Mabobe finds a flat pan and shovels all the hot coals into it for heating. She grabs a blanket, wraps it around herself, and then picks up Murad. Mother and son huddle together, relying on the warmth of the coals to get through the cold weather. Enjoying the story? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more exciting content coming your way. Mabobe and her daughter, who was born 20 days premature, received help from a local welfare agency. They provided the mother and daughter with some bricks and a door. Today, Mabobe starts by removing the rust from the door and then painting it. From now on, the inside of the room won't be so cold at night. After waking up in the morning, Mabobe feeds her premature baby Mobina, who is now 10 days old. Then she gently places her in the crib. Mobina is wrapped in the small blanket the photographer brought yesterday, just like her brother Murad. She's very quiet. Mabobe uses a shovel to collect the charcoal ashes from last night's fire outside. Then she dumps them far away from the house. Mabobe starts a fire. She fills the kettle with water, preparing to brew some black tea to ward off the chill. Even though it rained last night, the autumn morning still feels a bit chilly. Hot black tea will help them get through the morning cold, bringing warmth and energy to the new day. The sun breaks through the clouds, illuminating this barren land and bringing warmth to the earth. In many cultures, Mabobe would be in postpartum confinement, but here she is, washing tea sets. This could negatively affect her physical recovery. She puts black tea in the pot and pours boiling water over it. The hot water instantly opens up the curled tea leaves. The tea leaves begin to unfurl, releasing a rich aroma. Then she brings out the tea set and places it on the hollow bricks she has set up. Mabobe sits on a hollow brick and savors the freshly brewed black tea. A cup of hot tea warms her body up considerably. The sunlight on her skin brings an extra layer of warmth. The sound of a car horn outside startles Mabobe. She picks up Murad and cautiously goes to the door to look into the distance. In the distance, a truck slowly drives towards her. When the truck stops, the driver gets out with a form and walks towards Mabobe to ask for her information. After verifying the information, the driver hands the form to Mabobe. He points to the truck's cargo bed, telling her that she and her 10-day-old child have received support from the welfare agency. These are the donated items. Then, the driver goes to the back of the truck and opens the cargo door. He prepares to unload the items. This unexpected help leaves Mabobe surprised and grateful. Mabobe puts Murad inside and works with the driver to unload the items. Among these items is a much-anticipated door. With this door, the hut will be protected during the cold season, blocking the chilly wind. Murad gets restless, sitting on the blanket at the door, curiously watching everything. His two chubby hands pat his little legs. It's clear he's eager to help his mom, even though he can't walk yet. During the unloading, Murad starts to fuss a bit. The photographer tells Mabobe to take care of the child, and he will help finish the rest of the work. This truckload of hollow bricks today will provide Mabobe and her children with more convenience and comfort. These supplies not only represent practical support, but also carry the warmth and care of the community. After unloading, Mabobe brings the driver a glass of water to express her gratitude. Finally, the driver takes out the glass pane and the necessary painting tools for the door from his cab. Then he hands the delivery receipt to Mabobe for her to sign and confirm receipt. After Mabobe signs, she expresses her sincere thanks to the driver and the welfare agency that supported her. She's grateful for their help. Finally, the driver leaves, leaving behind a memory of kindness and help. Murad is crying. He wants to sleep. Mabobe picks up Murad and gently rocks him to sleep. Then she carefully places him on the blanket and covers him up. Next, she lifts the curtain of her daughter's crib and sees she is still sleeping peacefully. Now, Mabobe gets ready to get busy, continuing to work for her family and children. First, Mabobe places 2 hollow bricks on the ground. Then she places the door frame on the 2 bricks to make sure it's stable. Next, she takes a tool and begins to carefully scrape the rust off the door frame. Over time, this rust will corrode the door frame, so removing it is essential to ensure the door frame's durability and stability. After scraping off the rust, Mabobe takes the painting tools out of the bag and places them on a hollow brick. She's getting ready to paint the door frame. She cuts open a plastic bottle and pours gasoline into it. Then she takes a cloth and the gasoline over to the door frame. First, she wipes down the rust-scraped door frame with gasoline, prepping it for the upcoming paint job. Then, Mabobe opens the paint can, mixes the gasoline and paint together, and stirs it well. After mixing, she picks up the paint and begins to paint the iron door frame. This will provide protection and decoration for the frame. This process requires patience and attention to detail to ensure the paint is applied evenly, providing long-term protection. After finishing one side of the frame, Mabobe turns the frame on its side, leaning it against the hollow bricks to start painting the other side. After painting, Mabobe carefully cleans the paint off her hands with gasoline and detergent. She's getting ready to cook. Mabobe starts the fire. Then she changes clothes inside and places them on the pile of bricks by the door. She sits on the blanket by the door and starts chopping the washed tomatoes into pieces. First, she adds a spoonful of butter to the pan. The butter slowly melts in the heat of the pan, making a sizzling sound. Next, she pours the chopped tomatoes into the pan and starts cooking. As the tomatoes in the pan soften and cook down, a rich tomato aroma fills the air. The yellow dog slowly walks over, drawn in by the delicious smell. Although life may be tight right now, for the loyal yellow dog that has always been by her side, Mabobe takes out a persimmon cake. She tears it into small pieces and puts them in the dog's food bowl. Even in difficult times, she is still willing to share what she has. Finally, she cracks a few eggs into the cooked tomato sauce. After a long day of work, and while breastfeeding her daughter, she needs the extra nutrients. As dusk approaches, the room grows dim. Mabobe turns on the battery-powered light provided by the photographer. Murad is sound asleep on the blanket. Mabobe gently folds the blanket and picks up Murad. He's such a good kid. Even when picked up in a sleepy daze, he just rubs his eyes and doesn't cry or fuss, appearing quiet and obedient. Under the bright light, mother and son sit on the blanket, enjoying their dinner and a moment of peace. Murad enjoys the persimmon cake and eggs in his hand. His gaze frequently turns to Mabobe, his big eyes filled with love and affection. The unspoken bond and interaction between mother and son make this moment even more special. That's all for this video. Thanks for your support and for watching. Follow me, and we'll see you next time.